A vital and important link for trade and travel, the sea plays a major role for the peoples of Morrowind, and certainly the people of Vvardenfell, which is, after all, an island. Out of some 21 cities, towns, and villages on Vvardenfell, all but 4 have some link to the sea, either lying directly on the coast or else connected by river or lake to the waters of the inner sea. So you can imagine, with so much of the population living by these vital links for trade, travel, and commerce, ships, boats, and skiffs play just an incredibly important role in the lifeblood of Vvardenfell. Yet a question remains, where do all these ships come from? For certainly in the vanilla game, there are no shipyards, no places of construction and industry where these ships might be built and christened from. And isn't that just a bit strange, given that, 15 of Morrowind's major towns, cities, and villages are directly on the coast? One to know more for today's Mod of the Day is Shipyards of Vvardenfell, Sadrith Mora, Seyda Neen, and Gnaar Mok by Team Sexy Slippery Sloads, composed of Detail Devil and Sajek. And as the name here implies, this mod adds shipyards to 3 prominent seafaring cities and villages of Morrowind, including Sadrith Mora on Vvardenfell's eastern coast, and Seyda Neen and Gnaar Mok to the west, where you can see ships, longboats, and various skiffs and rowboats being constructed, with warehouses and offices, for the workers and shipwrights who build and supply these ships to clients in need of more, vessels to deliver trade and passengers. This is just a pretty nice, immersive addition to the game world, adding in realistic details that also add just a little bit of industry to Morrowind. Visually, just showing off another aspect of the world's economy. And each of these shipyards is just fairly distinct and unique, with Telvanni platforms, routes, and mushroom warehouses in Sadrith Mora just sitting alongside incomplete longboats still being worked on, to the shipyards at the Bitter Coast, where frames are just being put together atop platforms just, barely above the water, ready to launch a new ship once it's complete. Or in the case of Seyda Neen, where you can see a cargo ship being worked on, you can see the cargo ship is being built on land, with a set of logs just ready to roll the ship into the sea once the finishing touches have been applied. At each shipyard, you'll find workshops, piles of wood and timber for construction, various tools of the craft, and of course just, lots of cranes to lift various pieces of, wood and lumber into place. These shipyards just really are an excellent visual addition to these 3 cities, and, perfectly fit the theme of this year's Madness competition, which, just as a reminder, was a industry and enterprise theme, with a secondary conflict theme. In addition to scenic new locations of industry, there's also a handful of new quests here, with various tasks for you to do at each of these shipyards. Ranging from tracking down a missing ship and a missing shipment of lumber, to fighting off a vampire, tracking down some missing slaves, and either capturing them or, helping them to escape, or trying to fend off a thief that's been stealing from one of these shipyards. There's a decent bit to, keep you occupied here, and a small amount of unique dialogue to, go along with the new NPCs. And these shipyards are just ideally located for compatibility. They should be compatible with most major, town and city mods, but they will have apparently just a few minor issues with beautiful cities of Morrowind. And on that note of compatibility, it's worth mentioning that this does have some interfunctionality with fellow Madness mod, Sails and Sails. For you can buy a couple of longboats at the various shipwrights, at the shipyards, with the new ships appearing at the docks of each respective location, ready for you to hop aboard and sail off into the horizon, adding a really nice bit of synergy to these 2 mods. But anyway, Shipyards of Vvardenfell is, in all likelihood, probably the smallest mod submitted for this year's Madness, which, makes sense, given that it was, also made by the smallest team. A team which had no, prior Madness experience. But there's no question that the shipyards here are just a really neat, immersive addition to the game world, and one that fits in pretty well with the rest of Morrowind, filling in a notable gap and adding in more scenes of industry to Morrowind's portside towns and cities. But that's pretty much just our mod of the day. So, as always, I've been your host, Dark Elf Guy. Thanks for watching, stay safe, stay healthy, happy modding, and I'll see you all next time.